Are you ready to listen to a podcast?
Here comes the Playhouse Podcast, thanks to Bradshaw and Bryan Law Offices.
Find, subscribe, and listen.
So I promised her I wouldn't say her name because she's pretty and
Was it rhyme
make
with?
her ugly. Rhymes with, no, I'm not going to say it.
You almost did.
I have an endorsement on the line, so I'm not going to say it. But she works here. And she was talking about how she is like not excited for short season right now because she has this big wart that won't stop growing on her knee. And it has hair all around it because you can't get super close with your razor. So it like has a little yard almost of hair. I looked at it. And
Did you go, goo?
well, I said, have you been trying, like, they have the wart Band-Aids, and then you can
I don't
put
think those things really work. You got to go
They
get
do.
those
They
things.
worked on Liam's heel. It went away. But you have to make sure that you do it, and
It's
you
just
don't
so much easier
stop.
to go into your doctor and get it frozen off.
I
Plus,
know.
that's cool when they throw the liquid nitrogen on the floor.
Yeah, she's going to get that done in like a week and a half. But she goes, my doctor had told me that it was just going to fall off if it got big enough. And this is like, it's bigger than the end of an eraser.
I don't
so if
think
you look
it just
at this,
falls off.
it's like a little baby toe. It's like, ooh. So, you know, she's not excited about wearing shorts, which I completely understand.
Yeah.
Have you ever had anything like on your body that was really gross? Like something that you
when
had to do?
when I first started shaving my head, I would get a little ingrown hair every once in a while. Like there's a weird spot. If you think about shaving your hair, there's a weird spot where your ear meets the side of like your skull, kind of by your temple there. And I would get like ingrown hairs in there, and it would be against the ear.
Yeah.
But then like the pimply ingrown thing would be on the back side of the webbing of the ear, and it would hurt if you wore sunglasses. And at the time, I was still playing football, so it would like
Ouch.
break open a little bit, and then the sweat would get in there and stuff like that. And then I had a really bad planter's wart on the bottom of my foot that had to get frozen off like 5 times.
So it kept growing. So she could probably expect it to
I think
grow
it's
back.
only the foot one that keeps growing back. I think they can successfully freeze off the other ones.
Okay.
But here's the problem is my walk got different because it hurt so bad, especially when I was wearing cleats when I was playing baseball.
Yeah.
And then my hips got a little off because I was adjusting, right? So it like took a while for me to get but here was the worst is it built up a callus.
Ugh.
So right now, the callus from all the frozen dead skin, I still can't shave it all off, like even with one of those little pedicure deals.
Yeah.
And so I got this like hard rock part on the bottom of my foot.
Yummy.
And if I step the wrong way, it hurts really bad. So, I mean, other than that.
Derek tells a story, and it grosses me out that like right above his tailbone, he had that cyst.
Oh, yeah.
Which is a hair growing around a bone, essentially, right?
It couldn't get pulled out or what?
And no, like they tried to pop it, and his mom had him lay down on his stomach, and she popped it, and he said the smell was unlike anything that he's ever dealt with. This was a long, long time ago. But I wanted to know, is there something that you found on your body that was completely disgusting?
Laura, I already see, is on line 2 here, and she says she has something that smells like yogurt.
Okay. Well, I like
That's
the
all
smell
I know
of
right
yogurt.
now.
Is it old yogurt?
I don't know. So I want to find out what on her body smells like yogurt, and yours too. You got a little thing going on. What should we know about? So,
Okay, we're
what do
talking
you got
about
that's really smelly on you?
a coworker prompted this conversation because it's not smelly. It's just like gross in her mind because she knows summer season is basically here. She doesn't want to wear shorts because she has this massive wart that keeps growing on her knee.
I feel bad for her. I can't believe she didn't get this frozen off. You should,
I don't
as soon
feel
as,
bad for her. Go get it frozen off. It's simple.
as soon as you see it, you got to get working on it.
It's not something like terminal or like disgusting. Oh, I watched a show the other day and I felt so bad for this woman. She sweats like crazy. Like she'll get out of the shower, and as she's drying off, sweat is pouring out of her.
That's tough.
And she has to load on like 20 swipes of deodorant. She has a twin sister that doesn't have it. And like she never goes out. I felt so bad for her. But anyway, something gross on your body. I'm not ready for this.
Yeah, Laura, I know it has to do with yogurt. Tell us what you got going on here.
So I have a black dot on my left boob.
Okay.
And it's about the size of like a dime.
Okay.
And if I squeeze it, like a white string comes out, kind of smelling like old yogurt.
It's the size of a dime. That sounds like
Yeah.
that's like a massive blackhead, or what is it? Have you gone to the dermatologist? That sounds yucky.
I don't mind it, actually. I'm kind of like, I like skin picking.
Oh my God.
I'm all about those pimple videos.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I can watch those videos, but like the way you're describing it, it might be too much for me right now. So, but you said it smells bad?
Satisfying.
Like yogurt? Is that what you said it smells like?
It's old yogurt, like rancid old, like think of like milk that you left in the fridge for too long.
Yeah,
It's
Tiffany,
like
we're going to get going.
And nothing to you says this might be a problem?
It's just, it's like a little, like my little safety blanket. You know what I mean? I'm stressed out. I just give it a good squeeze. Okay. And it just flows out of there.
We got to go. Quiet.
TCO Club.
Radio Paparazzi.
Isaiah Lee, that's his name, 23 years old. Did you see the photo that he posted of himself? His selfie in the back of the ambulance, battered and bloody. But listen, he got jumped after he ran on stage, tackled Dave Chappelle, and listen to how...
Make some noise for hip-hop history.
Here it comes. Tackles him right now.
I am going to kill that. Wait, I gotta see this.
Man.
He's back there getting stomped. Where did that come from?
So the people that are going to be in trouble if they did have security are the people that let this guy in with a bayonet-style knife attached to a barrel. He somehow got in. He charged Dave Chappelle on stage.
Isn't that crazy?
That's very crazy that they didn't have security lined up just right there along the perimeter of the stage. But Kim K, she's been married 3 times, and she's like, listen, I'm not ruling out another.
I don't think they're going to wait too long to get married. If I was to guess, they're going to fast track.
He already knew that they were trying for a baby. To me, a baby, you're stuck for life. Marriages come and go.
Yeah.
Take it from me. I believe in love. That's why hopefully there'll be just one more wedding for me. 4th time's a charm.
Trust me, if there's a sponsorship opportunity and ratings to be had, she will be married before the end of the year.
Who knows? But is she going to marry Pete Davidson?
Guaranteed.
Is this the person that she ends up with? And what if it lasts?
No, not ends up with.
What if it lasts?
Marries.
That's kind of cute. It's kind of a cute story. The underdog, right? You know what I'm talking about. When Mike Myers and his wife Kelly, they found out they were having their first child a while back, Adam Sandler made a really special phone call.
He just called me out of the blue and said, I heard that you're about to have kids. I'm very happy for you and Kelly. He said, do you know that feeling you have when you're 12 years old and you fall in love for the first time, where your ribs ache? He said, that's what it's going to be like every day. He said, it's going to be like finding out that there's a room in your house that you didn't know, but you realize that it's part of your heart.
Oh, that's very sweet.
Very sweet. I feel like Adam Sandler, he's definitely a girl dad, and he's got that side to him. Blowing out their candles today, we have Chris Brown turning 33. Pop star Adele is 34, and Man of Steel himself, Henry Cavill, is 39.
And now, another post from Aunt Nora.
You know what makes a day better? A donut from Han's Bakery will brighten any day. Jelly-filled or custard? What if they trick us with mustard? Stick face emoji. Richard, who never understands anything that's going on, writes, I only like ketchup. She liked it. Trending, if you could find the audio for me, it is the nudist beach, topless beaches. So Nantucket, Massachusetts annual town meeting this week. The gender equality on beaches bylaw has been passed. So now you can go to any beach or resort and go topless.
It's all in the name of gender equality. If men can go topless at the beach, why can't women? That was the reasoning behind this measure in the first place. The measure changes the island's bylaws to allow any person to be topless on public and private beaches.
If I have to go topless to prove that I am equal to a male, there is something wrong with that concept. Choice is a good thing. Now, I may not choose to go topless. God forbid everybody'd run away. But I think other people should have that choice.
And I completely agree. There is something so freeing about taking your swimsuit top off and laying there and sunning your whole body. I've only been able to do it twice in my life, and it was incredible. Would you, if you were on this panel, pass this as a bill? Would you allow this to happen at all beaches?
Topless?
Yeah.
Sure.
You would be okay with that?
That's the problem. Big deal. I mean, it's cheese. Who cares?
How many guys we could say you shouldn't go topless.
Yeah,
you know? There are a lot of guys that are like that to girls.
I don't see the issue. Here's what you just need to do, I think, is you need to throw up a sign that says this is a top optional beach in case so people are warned before they bring their kiddos there. That's the only thing I would say. Is if you don't want to expose your kiddos to it.
They're just boobs.
I know, but you got to remember, a 7-year-old boy doesn't see them as just boobs. That's the holy grail of everything.
But the thing is, if they start to, then it's like normal. Then they won't lose their minds when they see it at like just somewhere.
Some people just don't want to expose their kids to it. So I don't know problem. Just this is a top.
But you want a sign.
Top optional beach. Then at least you know you're not going to get shocked by it.
All right. Would you be all for this if all beaches in the U.S. went topless or top optional? Yes or no? It's just a quick poll. I'd love to see where everyone's mind is at because that is what's trending.
Let's begin now.
Oh, it's Cinco de Mayo. It's $1,000 Thursday. It's a lovely day as we saw our first 80-degree temperature pop up on the forecast.
Yes.
Woo!
Next Wednesday, 80, but it does look like it's going to come with some thunderstorms. But either way.
So what? I don't care. Listen, I will stand in the middle of a hurricane on top of a tornado to get to 80 degrees right about now.
I made dinner last night with every window open. We played baseball outside, threw the ball around. Liam played basketball. I went and vacuumed out the concession stand. And I made a venison roast with roasted carrots and zucchini.
Okay.
Nice little pile of mashed potatoes.
Right on.
So it was good.
Sounds
we had
like
a nice evening because tonight we have an away game and got a pack of dinner and all that jazz.
Today, $5,000 in our Secret Sound jackpot. It's supposed to be like $4,900, but I'm just going to round it up because it's easier to say $5,000. Plus, I accidentally put it in the email blast already. So the hint is ready. You can text hint to 251-1047. I need to get just in your ear for a quick second. I know there's a lot of lessons your parents try and teach you. I know there's a lot of lessons you try and learn as you become an adult. One of the lessons I've never taken very well is get a second and third and fourth opinion on your vehicle.
Yeah.
Because I've always trusted like who we take our rides to. I'll break this down for you real quick for a second. So I ended up sitting in my truck last night for almost 4 straight hours. And I'll tell you why. So my wife's car, she got this Cadillac a few years ago. She loves it. It was her dream car, right? And then it started running a little wonky. So we take it to a place, and they're like, oh, yeah, we got it. We got it fixed. It's going to be $700. We write them a check for $700. Same stuff happens the very next day. Hold on. You know what? We didn't replace the spark plug. They go replace the spark plug. Same stuff happens. Oh, we forgot to replace this wire.
No.
Okay. Same stuff happens. Then we take it back. Still happening. We've already written them a check for $700. Mm-hmm. They go, you know what? We misdiagnosed it. Your whole engine is shot. It's going to be $9,000.
Bye.
So my wife was like, no. We're not replacing the motor in this Cadillac, right? She loves the car, but here's the crossroads. All right, let's find somebody who'll buy the car used. Not like a human, but like a dealership or something like that. We'll disclose that we think the motor's shot. We're going to get a couple $100 for the car. And we'll go. And I just told her, I said, well, let's just buy you a new car. Let's make you happy, right? So we're shopping like $60,000, $70,000 vehicles. And then my father-in-law, who still lives in little old Belle Plaine, Minnesota, where Trish and I grew up, a guy I used to play ball with, owns an auto mechanic shop there, like a little itty-bitty one-bay auto mechanic shop. He changes tires. He'll change your oil, stuff like that. My father-in-law calls him. He's like, Chad, hey, Trisha's got a car. Is this even a thing? You know what I mean? Like, his spidey senses went off. And my guy Chad goes, no, even if the motor is shot, I can get you one for $4,000. And so we're like, all right, well, let's bring our car to Chad. So my wife, we limp our vehicle all the way down there one day. And then he calls us back and he goes, there's nothing wrong with this motor. You've got something leaking into a computer component.
Yeah.
I can't believe that dealership didn't notice this. And
I wonder what's going on. Do they have too many vehicles going through rather than a one vehicle bay?
Or not enough skilled people that are looking at it. So I don't know. I can't analyze that because I don't know. But he goes, there's nothing wrong with this motor.
Yeah.
You've got a leaky hose that's leaking some coolant into a computer part, and then it's misfiring your motor. He goes, I can fix this. I don't know if I can save the computer part, but if I can fix just the hose, it'd be $75.
Yeah. Oh my
versus
God.
9,000. So
versus 4,000.
So eventually, he has to replace the computer part.
Okay.
He does it all for under $1,000.
What a gentleman.
I guess my point is, you want to trust people.
Yeah.
But you don't know those people. I don't know the guy in the suit under the lift at the car dealership that's trying to fix the car.
Yeah.
But what makes me angry is I was ready to invest $70,000 in a new vehicle for my wife. And she now has the car that she loved anyways for $1,000.
You know, I used to be very nervous to get second opinions because I didn't want to, what am I trying to say? Insult the first opinion.
I'm not about that anymore.
Now I'm like, listen, I'm about my change. And if you're right, then they'll say the same thing you say, and then I'm going to come back to you.
And I'm about driving 90 minutes to have somebody look at my car that I trust now.
Good, I'm glad.
Like, isn't that crazy? So we went down last night and got our car, went and picked it up. So I get done with baseball practice. I drive home. I pick her up. We drive to Belle Plaine. We drive all the way back. And I got home, and I'm like, why am I so tired? Oh, because I've been sitting in this truck for 4 hours.
Yeah.
But good news is she's a happy girl today. So.
Good.
One of the things that I've always wished, and maybe when our time is done, which seems like it may never be, and that's fine. I'm happy with our success and what we've got going on here with the show. But one thing I've always wanted to do is leave the microphones on for the entire show so that you guys can hear what happens during commercial breaks and during songs. During that last song, I was on my laptop. I got the music up a little bit in here. And I hear Kat mumble something, and I go, wait, what? What'd you say? And you don't have to say his name.
Brandon.
All right, so we got a guy that works here that sells advertising for our radio station who takes our product and makes money off of it.
Yeah.
And tell everybody what he called you yesterday.
He called me part-time.
And why? Why does he think that? Why does he think that this is not your career?
Because when I leave at 11:30 or noon, that's 8 hours. I don't know if I have to sit down and do the math with him, but I'm like, that's my 8 hours.
2 hours of work to many of the people in the building, maybe one if they've taken a lunch break.
And that's okay. That's when their action starts.
Yeah.
My action starts before 4. So it's like, listen, back off. But to say it so loud, I almost got up and got fired. I was like, don't say that so loud. That's crazy.
Now, elaborate on the getting fired part. Would you take physical action, do you think? Or would it be a throttling of words that would get you fired?
It'd be a tongue lashing for sure. And, yeah.
You know what I think would be therapeutic?
What?
Is for you to write down exactly what you should have said to him.
So evidence.
Yeah. Well, no. And then read it back on the radio. I think all of our listeners would like to know things you would like to call him, and things you would like to say to him when he calls you.
Okay, so the reason
part-timer.
why he is probably doing this is because I went to go bring my dirty mug to the dishwasher before I left one day, and the guy's always in the break room. Okay, he's always.
Are you saying he doesn't work very hard? Okay.
I don't know his day. But all I know is when I bring anything into the break room or go to grab a yogurt or whatever, the guy's there. Okay, and he's not grabbing food; he's visiting. And so I was like, I said to him, I go, why are you always in here? And then he said,
so you started it.
I did. And then he goes, why are you always in here? Because, obviously, if I see him in there, I'm in there. So it was kind of a joke. But then to say part-time in the hallway, I was like, no way. I show up for work every single day. I'm hilarious. I put on this face. Look, I have makeup on today.
I noticed that. What do you got going on? Is there something after the show?
I have a facial today, and then I have a lunch date, and so I got stuff going on. But anyway, so you know what? He's a fun guy. I think I started this.
I don't like him because he's a Cardinals fan to begin with, so he was already on my poop group.
I love telling the story of how I grew up, which, I found myself taking public transit the other day, and I was sitting on a bus bench with a lovely woman, and I just started spewing out my childhood because
this is uncomfortable when this happens.
I know you've seen it firsthand, but it is an incredible story, my journey, and I love when
Which
people
part of it
sit
were
there
you telling her?
The part of when, how I don't run anymore because I ran so far and so long and for most of my life. And so I'm like, okay. But I told her when it first started, when I was younger, growing up in Greenbow, Alabama, my legs just didn't work right. And so my mom brought me to the doctor. I had to get these braces on my legs.
How'd she pay for all that?
She knew some people and she worked her magic. So I really didn't have to pay for that. And so I remember running.
Hold on, I don't want to cut you off. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Doing pretty good.
Good. Why are you calling us so quickly?
Because Kat is talking about one of my favorite movies, Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
No, I really did have to run away from these bullies.
And here was what gave it all away.
My braces broke apart.
Somebody as bougie as Kat actually sitting on a bus bench. Right.
Oh, stop. I used to take the bus all the time when I lived in the city. So,
what's your name?
Kayla.
Kayla, congratulations. You know the rules here. When you hear Kat, the world's greatest liar, take a movie and make it into her life, you call instantly and get loaded down with amazing swag that only somebody as smart as Kayla can win today.
Good job. You didn't even let me get to the shrimp boat, Kayla. And that was right around the corner.
Sorry.
I was wondering how she was going to tie in being in Vietnam.
Yep.
That's the part I was looking forward to.
What a time.
Or when she played for the Alabama Crimson Tide college football team. I was looking for that as well.
Guess what today is?
Cinco de Mayo. Today is not Mexican Independence Day.
It's about history, heritage, and family.
To celebrate the gifts of Mexican culture.
The day has special meaning.
Cinco de Mayo originated back in 1862 with the Mexican Army's victory over the French.
Today, let's celebrate Cinco de Mayo, which of course is followed by another holiday, Siesta Hangover.
Happy Cinco de Mayo.
As we approach Cinco de Mayo with festive ears and Coronas everywhere, we'd like to get you some delicious Mexican food. Now, Nicole, I appreciate you being on the show, but as I answered the phone, who did I say good morning to?
My daughter.
And she immediately turned the phone over to you because you got the skills that pay the bills, right?
Yep.
I like that. So the game is Cinco in Cinco. Here's how this is going to work. Kat will give you a subject, and you must give us 5 things that go along with that subject within 5 seconds. If you do so, dinner tonight is on us at a delicious Mexican restaurant. Would you like to play?
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
The timer will start when you give us your first answer. The subject, first time around in Cinco and Cinco, is
things that you'll find on your plate at a Mexican restaurant.
Go, Nicole.
Burritos, rice.
No, Nicole.
Lettuce, tomatoes, sour cream, guacamole, tortilla chips.
We got to move on. It's not the easiest game in the world, but I don't know if it's that tough. Joe, how you feeling today?
Good.
Kind of happy that she screwed up?
What's that?
Kind of happy that she screwed up?
Of course I am.
All right, Joe. You're going to get 5 seconds to give us 5 things living in the world of
the beach. Things you'd find at the beach.
We'll start the timer on your guess.
When do you want me to go?
Whenever you start, we'll start the 5 seconds. I need 5 things from the beach. Go.
Beach towel, an umbrella, sand, beers, and a kite.
Oh, he's too slow. You're too slow, Joe. My gosh, you guys.
This is this tougher than we thought?
Well,
Should we have done
you and I practiced it how many times?
Cinco and
like
Siete?
yesterday. No. They got to earn it. It's fine.
All right.
Mexican food today, and it might be going to Alyssa. Are you prepared, Alyssa?
I hope so.
I think so. I didn't know this was very, very hard or not. But,
all right,
Kat, you give her the subject. We'll start the timer on your first guess, Alyssa. We're living in the world of?
Types of candy. Go. Alyssa.
M&M's. What?
Go.
M&M's. Reese's.
Oh, my God. What are we doing here?
What is happening?
What are we doing here, guys?
What's happening?
I don't. Okay, Angie, you're going to be our last player this time around, and I swear to God, if you don't win, I'm eating the tacos. I'm taking your Mexican food, and Kat and I are going to eat.
Okay, I'm nervous.
You got to save this. You got to be unnervous right now, and you got to save this bit because we're doing it all morning long.
All right, I'm going to run out of topics. Okay. I didn't realize this. Okay,
5 things you're living in the world of
the fridge. Go.
Milk, juice, butter, eggs, and taco mix.
Okay.
Yeah, wait, you keep your taco mix in the fridge? You're weird, but congratulations.
There are major issues with supply.
You see a worldwide shortage.
A nationwide shortage.
Ketchup packets, chicken, and paper goods.
There's going to be a massive shortage. Hey, where is it?
You see it when you go grocery shopping, and it's just the meat, cost of meat. Now finding out steak and beef prices are continuing to go up and will rise due to inflation and chain supply issues. But the cost of ground beef has jumped 18% in the last year. You know what's really good? No, I can't say it out loud. But I do know that it pays to have a hunter for a neighbor because we got a whole freezer full of them.
I feel really lucky. Before this all started, my father-in-law put in for like a full cow.
Yeah.
And then they give us a ton of meat, so I got burgers like all summer long stacked up already, and I feel like I might be able to survive.
When Nick and Dina just moved, they had a deep freezer filled with venison that they had processed at McDonald's meats, and they had maple breakfast sausage, and we just had it this past weekend. It is some of the best sausage I've ever had in my entire life. So, okay. All right. Company in Florida has invented what they call the Harvest Cruise, CROO. It is now a robot that will pick strawberries.
We should be able to cover in a 3-day cycle about close to 25 acres.
Whoa.
So the rule of thumb in strawberries is you need at least one person per acre. So one of these platforms would probably replace somewhere between 25 and 30 people. Right now, the people are leaving and not doing this type of work anymore. So there'll be maybe less jobs, but there's going to be less people working in agriculture, but there'll be better paying jobs.
That was going to be my question was, are you replacing jobs that people need? But if you're saying people aren't applying and working these jobs anymore, well then, naturally let the robots do it.
Because it's picking strawberries. Nobody wants to do that. I literally have just the worst taste in my mouth when it comes to picking strawberries. It's not fun. I don't enjoy it. There are bugs. It's dirty.
You know what I like?
It's not fun.
Strawberries and bananas in my protein shake.
Yeah, from the store.
I like those.
Yeah.
Well, they're picked by somebody.
By somebody. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
All right, it's her turn. Amber Heard is taking the witness stand, and she is defending herself in the defamation lawsuit here.
I started to notice the pattern of escalation where he'd throw glass or turn over a table. Then he would hit the wall, and then he'd hit the wall really close to my head, screaming at me. But then he would disappear and get clean and sober, and he'd come back and tell me that he was done drinking, cleaned himself up, he'd done it before, and he'd do it again. And then he would go back to this, wonderful, nice, sensitive, kind, warm, generous, interesting, funny man that I loved.
So I'm on neither side because I think both of them were terrible to each other, but I don't know if it's going to do her a ton of good the way, her delivery is very,
scripted. She's prepared.
She's in a movie.
Yeah. So here's the deal, though. This is his defamation lawsuit, so he's got to prove that she's stopping him from making money because he's been defamed.
Yeah.
Which he just signed this huge, $25 million Pirates of the Caribbean script, or a movie again.
Yep.
He's really not stopping.
The real reason why he decided to go forward with this was because his kids were asking about it. And he's like, listen, these are my kids. These are my children. I don't want them thinking that about
right now, though.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
I agree.
I don't expect him to win this.
All right. So Justin Bieber, he had a crazy life. We watched it unfold when he was younger. But everybody, you look back and you tell me you didn't make any mistakes when you were younger. But he's talking about how his marriage to Hailey Bieber, it started off with him thinking it was going to be something else.
It's a journey. I mean, I remember when I first got married, I hit a little bit of an emotional breakdown because I thought marriage was going to fix all my problems. And it didn't. It just kind of was a reflection of you're a bit of a hypocrite, man. You want your wife to do something that you're not doing. And it's hard sometimes to look in the mirror and really have to realize, man, maybe you're not the person that you necessarily thought that you were.
Holy growth. I love that. All right. So on the first season of American Idol, the show had two hosts. A lot of people don't know that. It was Ryan Seacrest and Brian Dunkelman. And Dunkelman was Did he decide to go?
Yeah, he said, I don't want to split this anymore, so I'm going to leave, because he thought he was going to get the one season.
Yeah.
And then it was going to lead to something bigger, which it didn't. And obviously Seacrest found fame by sticking around.
So now he has this Amazon Prime documentary coming out, and he said that he's going to share everything from behind the scenes, like stuff that is not flattering. But he talked about, like, the moment he was done, Ryan moved forward. It was depressing.
Oh, I was crippled with depression. I thought I made the biggest mistake that anybody's ever made in history. I couldn't get out of bed. I like to say I wasn't really suicidal, but I was suicide adjacent. I was drinking and doing drugs and doing everything that I could to get out of my own head. My times got pretty dark, but I hope people just hang in there, because I am really glad I did not kill myself, because this is the happiest I've ever been in my life right now.
Good to hear he's happy.
That is very good to hear that. So who knows if this show's going to bring him back to a darker place? Hopefully not. Blowing out their candle today, Adele is 34. Brian Williams from MSNBC is 63. Vanessa, that's Kobe Bryant's widow, is 40. And I can't believe this, Kurt Loder from MTV News is 77. Oh my God, I saw this. It's from the blotter from Sartell Police Department. This is no joke. This happened. This was posted 3 days ago, and now I'm just seeing it, sadly. It says, a male party stopped into the Sartell Public Safety Facility to report that his neighbor stole his order of Girl Scout cookies at the end of March. The male had placed an order online and accidentally put his neighbor's address down. So therefore, his fault. A male got a notification that his cookies had been delivered, but there was no package. The male stopped by the neighbor's house on April 2nd, but the neighbor denied getting his cookies.
With crumbs in his corner of his mouth.
I don't know what you're talking about. The male thought his Ring camera might have caught the FedEx guy dropping off and delivering the cookies to the wrong house, and was wondering if his neighbor could be charged with theft. The officer informed the male, since he was the one who personally made the order and confirmed the information, but still had the place the wrong address, it could be a civil matter. That's what they're dealing with in Sartell. That's what happens when you're so rich that that's your only problem.
When the gates are so high that you don't let us regular folk in.
Right.
This is what happens.
It's like, but it does show you that even in wealthy worlds like that, thefts happen, like real life problems happen.
So what would you, boy. Now, you could be your regular passive aggressive self and just occasionally take 6 inches of his lawn every time you mow the lawn.
Yep.
You could get even in a lot of different ways, but it's not going to make those cookies come back.
True. You could give his address
to
the Girl Scouts. Would you ever
call the cops on somebody like this, though? Like, I mean, here's the deal. You clearly are a knucklehead, and you put the wrong address on there. Sometimes you just got to go, I screwed up. Somebody else is going to benefit from me being a dummy.
That's life, man. There are too many people that moan about mistakes they made. It's like, you put the wrong address. Just go and find another Girl Scout. I have 3 extra packs in my pantry that shouldn't be there. So do you want to come by and get them? I'll bring them. They're Thin Mints.
How about the dude that was so opportunistic that when he got Girl Scout cookies delivered that he didn't buy?
I know.
He took them inside. Yeah. He hid them in the back closet, and he's been eating them away from the daylight for days and days and days.
How do you prove they're not yours? You know, I bought them. I left the grocery store, and the girls were sitting there, and that's where I got these.
I paid cash, and I didn't get a receipt. Of course they're mine.
It's that drama out in Sartell. You thought your life was hard today. If you're driving in the car on your way to work and you have problems, they could be worse.
Somebody could have stolen your Girl Scout cookies.
Yup.
So weird.
Weird stuff. Everybody called me weird. I am weird.
You don't think this is a little weird?
No, I don't think it's weird at all.
Weird news.
Always a good idea to get the comps in the area. This real estate market is hot right now, but there was a home that was sold for $575,000, but it's known to be contaminated with meth.
It does shock people to know that there's meth in their neighborhood, for sure. A lot of what we see are just lower levels from people using and not necessarily manufacturing. A lot of them are a little bit lower income homes that we go into, but we do see high-end homes as well. Meth doesn't discriminate. It's everywhere. Every neighborhood could have it.
They say one of the average price of the homes that he's selling, $4,000.
That's what it costs to clean up the meth. So
to have work done. I'm sorry.
This guy owns the company that goes and cleans up.
Yeah.
But then he also gets the first look at the homes.
Yeah.
So this home is like, He got it for $400,000. He's going to clean it up. He's going to turn around and sell it for $750,000. Like, he's the ultimate home flipper because he cleans up the meth.
Like, vacuum or wipe down the walls. I mean, these fumes are going to live in the carpet. You're going to have your babies crawling on the carpet. So he goes in and does everything that he can. But holy moly, to live next door to somebody you know is going down, like, you know, get him out of there. And that is what's weird.
The Playhouse Podcast is made possible thanks to Bradshaw and Bryan Law Offices. Catch the live show weekdays from 5:30 to 9 on 104.7 KCLD. Now, share this with a friend.